Good morning. Welcome to the Inside Job Podcast, Healed Inside Out. This morning, we have the Miss Lovely Michelle Williams joining us this morning. Welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing, beautiful?
You know what? I'm blessed.
Amen.
God allowed me to open my two blessings, my eyes. So
Yes. Hey, we'll take that. We'll take that. Well, awesome. I am so grateful that you have joined me. I'm honored to have you here next to me. You are a beautiful woman, an intelligent woman, a businesswoman, a strong woman. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. So I'm honored.
Thank you.
And we
have
here. Yeah. Michelle and I have a little bit of a history, some fun times. We've had some game nights and things like that where we just laugh. Right. We just have so much fun being around one another, and I think that could attest to the type of person that I'm sitting next to.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean I know I laugh a lot, but
we be rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you ain't funny and you just ain't, I'm not just gonna laugh.
Yeah. You know what it is.
Yeah. I ain't gonna fake it. You know?
Right. It's definitely authentic.
Yes. So what a pleasurable friendship. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we gotta support one another,
We do.
let each other know, that you're valuable.
Yes.
And that we love you because we go through so much.
Yes, we do. You and I have been through a lot.
We have some similar stories, and so we're going to talk about a little bit about that. We're going to touch on some of that because I think it'll be important. Obviously, we're not the only ones who have been through it.
Absolutely.
Won't be the only ones that do go through it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And so we can offer some support in our journey.
Yes.
And going through that. And so it's all good. Right?
Yes, it is.
So we want to get Michelle is a businesswoman. She is a businesswoman of Shelly Treats. Check out the things right here.
Yes.
We will leave the information at the end of the video where you can contact Michelle to get more information about Shelly Treats. I've had some Shelly Treats and they're amazing. This fruity, crispy treat right here, baby.
Listen.
It's what it is. So that's all I'm saying.
Don't eat it in the whole setting, please.
Yeah. Please
Cut it up, folks.
Oh, that part. So how long have you been doing Shelly Treats?
Well, you know what? I really got started around the pandemic time.
Oh, okay.
You know?
So many businesses were born in the pandemic. How did you choose this?
Well, I got to give props to my soon-to-be ex-husband, Kenyatta Algie. He is he's a farmer. He's one of the first black farmers up in Ordway.
Come on.
And his business is Optimum Grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
awesome.
he would, come home with some of his flour. His flour is tested.
Okay.
And so one time he had tried making some edibles himself with one of these machines.
Okay.
And he had these little stencils and stuff, and I said, let me try. And so I took the reins, and I've been running ever since. I started doing other things, started making the butter. He only did the gummies.
Okay.
I started making the butter. I started infusing liquor, infusing cooking oil.
Okay.
And I was messing around with the brownies and the cookies
Yes.
and my Rice Krispie treats. And so just took off from there.
Yes. Now, are you a sole proprietor, LLC, or what are you?
I'm an LLC right now. So
Okay.
Yes.
So this is a legit, this ain't no backdoor company. And
Right.
so I just wanted to make sure people knew that.
Right.
I knew, but I just wanted to make sure it was all right.
Yes.
So that's awesome. Well, that's good. May God continue to bless you and you flourish.
Thank you.
You're in Colorado, so.
The right state.
Starting
it off.
One of them will bring you income for sure, because this is just one of the states that it's legal, and so that's what it is.
Right.
All right. And then also, she's boss lady, y'all. She does something on Thursdays. I'll let her explain what that is.
So what I did was also got to give props to my husband. He gave me the idea of doing a club night for the ladies.
Oh, wow.
And it was to bring brand awareness to my business. So I'll have samples out every Thursday, Yak and Yetis. We got CJ the DJ, and he also does a various events.
Okay.
Oasis Bar. He does the Hookah Lounge, which he does karaoke.
Okay.
So every Thursday, come see me. 30 plus. It's grown. We have dominoes. It's a whole vibe.
Oh,
no
my
fights.
goodness.
We do not play that.
No drama.
No drama.
Leave that at
Please
home.
leave it at home. It's just a good vibe to come and have a good time and let your hair down, network, get to meet people.
Oh, that is so good. Now, where's that located?
Yakinitis is 9755 Hamden.
9755 Hamden. Okay, and what time does that start?
Doors open at 9, lights come on at 1:30.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So if you work on Fridays...
you can leave at 12. Get up, because I get up the next day. You can do it. Okay, you come see me.
You can do it. You can do it.
You can do it.
So good. Well, there. You got that information. So you guys support Michelle and support her business, and you know what? Have a good time. Network on Thursdays. Let's support one another.
Absolutely.
Let's support one another. There's something valuable to that.
Yes.
You know, I know. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I know there's a video out there of something that happened back out in Montgomery. So you see the collaboration where they all just kind of got with each other and just supported one another.
Right.
We need to do more of that.
We do.
It doesn't necessarily have to be in the way where we're throwing hands, but
violence,
if it
absolutely.
has to be,
hello. And good night.
if it has to be,
Right.
then it is what it is.
Exactly.
But this can be a positive thing.
It
We
can.
can join together as a family, as a whole, putting all the foolishness aside, our differences and all of that aside, and just love each other and just enjoy and support one another.
Absolutely.
There's
I
nothing wrong
agree.
with that, right?
Absolutely. Teach
Right.
these younger generations too.
Yes.
You know, they be so quick to pull guns out, and there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, it is not.
You know, there's different ways to resolve issues.
It is.
You know?
It is. You know, a lot of people don't want to talk, and some people don't even give you the opportunity to.
Right.
So, but if you gotta, use what we got,
Right.
then use what you got, and not have to.
Right, and go on home, put that ice on that head. Okay?
if that happens.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. That part, y'all heard her. Straight from Shelley.
Right.
So good. All right. So then now let's dive into some healing journey stuff.
Okay.
You are going through a divorce, as you've mentioned. Giving props to your soon-to-be ex-husband, and let me commend you for that. You know what I'm saying? Because what that says to me is that if it's just not working, then it just isn't. Right. But you're not out here trying to smash his name. No. You're not trying to throw him in the dirt under the bus and all of that kind of stuff. So that's respect. Yeah. That you could still be, having to split, because that hurts no matter what.
It's very painful.
But that you still have the respect to be able to give him some props and things like that. So take that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's some wisdom that can be passed on. You don't have to end in with drama,
right,
or fighting and all that. Maybe some of that, but it doesn't have to be like just mud.
Be amicable. It doesn't have to be ugly.
Yeah.
Now it's been rough.
Yeah. It's been rough. Yes.
But we keeping God first, prayer.
Yes,
I have my sisters that pray for me, and they pray for him.
I
had that conversation with him because I feel like the group of individuals that he hangs around, they bring, except for Vontrez, he's a good guy.
Okay.
They bring a lot of negativity. They've chimed in on our relationship.
Oh.
And I just feel like that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing for him to vent to you, but be his ear. You have no right to come and address me or feel as though you can say something to me, or you haven't even heard my side. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So my friends pray for us, whereas his might be like, they separating or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So, just pray for them too.
Yeah. Oh, and we need that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you never know why someone behaves the way they do. You never know how they've been raised or what they've grown up with, you know, what kind of traumas or problems that or issues that they may have.
Exactly.
That's preventing them from being the best person, the best version of themselves.
Right.
Sometimes they're acting out of, you know, some traumas.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I know I have my own. We all have
do.
traumas.
We do.
I have to say.
We do, and then that's why it's best to address those, you know, before you get into a relationship. And sometimes it's not always where you're able to, but being in the right relationship will help you get through those too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, how long were you guys married? Or are married?
We've been together over 16 years.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Do you mind sharing, you know, any of the things that has it just been
I think
irreconcilable differences?
Yeah,
you know,
for me, I just feel like, you know, I know I've been through abuse since childhood. And I just feel like when things start getting verbally abusive, no physical, he has never put his hands on me.
Okay, good.
But he can cut with his mouth, you know. And I just feel like when I don't feel like we're growing together but growing separately, that's not healthy. That's not a good, solid, sustainable relationship. And again, the company you keep can also be a burden on a relationship. And one thing I always said, I used to look at my mother and my father. They were married till they passed away.
Oh,
and I noticed that my dad kept men around him like himself. He didn't really hang around single men. He hung around men that had wives and families as well. So we would do barbecues. And we would do things of that nature. And I think that's important that you kind of keep people of your stature around you.
Pin that.
You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
Because when you don't, it can cause problems.
It can interfere for sure.
Definitely.
Wow. Now, maybe he was not, I don't know what his situation was with his parents. Was his parents together?
No, they actually had a tumultuous separation as well, but they're not married anymore.
Yeah. See, so sometimes it's a pattern. And we have to break those cycles at times if we're open and willing to learn from, you know, somebody that, so you grew up knowing and understanding that's how a marriage works.
Right.
Had he taken maybe some time to really learn that from you, you know, maybe it would be a different outcome.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and, you know, we had another guest on who talked about the company you keep, right? There is a huge influence.
It is.
With the company that you keep. You know what they say, birds of the feather flock together.
And the 5 people you keep around you, if they're, you know, drunks, doing this, doing that, that's not a good look.
Yeah,
I feel like if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to get out of that room.
Yes, and be around like-minded.
Absolutely.
Minded folks. So, you know, you're absolutely correct with that. So, and that, you know what, you can't get away from that.
You can't.
There's people who would try to say, you know what, just because they doing it don't mean I do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it still has an impact on you, even be it your thoughts.
Right.
You know, may it be your behavior towards, you know, your spouse or whatever that is. And I don't necessarily think that it's always a case where a marriage has to just always have married friends. You got one or two single friends that, you know, maybe hooking up, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. But it's also the character of that person.
Absolute character is everything. I tell my daughters that all the time. Character is everything for me.
Pin that. Not just for you, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think a healthy way of living, the core of you matters.
It does. Girl, that part. It does.
Yeah, you know, and you know, I'm not one in my coaching business. I'm not one to condone and or push for divorces or anything. In fact, I try to say like, hey, how can we use any of these tools to try to see if it's going to work?
And we went to 4 different counselors.
Ooh, yeah. So, you know, I was going to say if it doesn't work, it just doesn't. Because sometimes we are with the wrong person.
Right.
Sometimes we are.
Right.
And we unfortunately don't realize that, and or we realize it but don't make a move until some years down the road.
True that too.
Yeah.
Because life happens.
Life happens.
It really does. So
it does.
Because I did. You kind of wonder why you say you may have stayed as long as you did.
Yeah.
I tell people, hey, it's a process.
Yes.
I know I had to take care of both my parents before they passed. Raising children.
Yes.
It's just other things took precedent.
Yes.
That were more important. And then I'm taking care of a household.
Yes.
So, but now I got time today.
Yeah.
I got time today. I am taking care of myself, working on my healing journey. And one thing I want to do is uplift other queens.
Come on, pin that.
Even at my ladies' night, I have a woman that has a food truck.
Okay.
She comes. Her name is Lily. Shout out to her. Her business is Just Stop.
Just Stop?
Yep.
Okay.
And so I try to bring other queens in and love on my queens and build relationships with women.
Mm-hmm. That's good because you know what? Unfortunately, all the hell that I have been through, has landed me with this platform, this opportunity to allow others to come on and share their testimonies and our healing journeys, their businesses and things like that.
Right.
And it came from a space of, you know what, this hurt, all this hurt. And I know how I felt.
Right.
I didn't have necessarily the outlet. I had my mother. But that sometimes isn't enough. Sometimes you just need a bigger community.
You do.
My mother had, I have 3 other sisters, so she's got jobs and my 3 other sisters, so she couldn't spend all that attention that I needed.
Right.
I went to therapy and all of those things to deal with some of the traumas and things that I had been through. But it would have been nice to have a Michelle.
Yeah.
It would have been, and I had my sisters.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for my situation, I didn't let it out. I kept that in for years. I was a grown woman. The abuse started when I was about 5 years old. Oh. And I kept all that, and even the abuse that came in after that. And on top of it, it was just layers and layers of abuse that happened.
And you take it into your adulthood, unknowingly.
Unknowingly. Or because of fear and all of those things that play a role in it.
Right.
And I didn't tell anyone, but once I did, then I got the support.
Right.
But that was I was almost 40 years old before I opened up to tell. So
yeah. Well, I did. I kept it kind of quiet too for a minute. I had to work on myself. I put myself in the gym.
Okay.
And I just told myself, I said, I'm going to remove all of my energy from him. And put it all into me. And I mean that.
Ooh, pin that. That's
all
good.
All into me. And like I said, I just started healing, just getting to know myself.
Ooh, that's good.
And that, I feel like that was the number one thing, too. I didn't know my requirements. I didn't know even what I was looking for. I just wanted someone to love me and someone to love. And, that's important. I know what my requirements are now.
Yeah.
I really do.
You are speaking a majority because when I look, speaking to a lot of women, a lot of younger women, they don't know their standards.
Yes.
It's like, what is your standard? What is it that you want?
I wasn't telling God what I needed at all. At all. I was just like, I just want him to love me.
Yes.
But I didn't say I need to feel safe. I need to feel beautiful. I need to look secure. All those things.
Yes.
Or just a ground where we can both build together. I'm not saying I need him to take care of me. But when I'm down, I need to be able to feel as though you're going to lift me up too. Not just me pushing in. Not just me, you. I can.
Yeah. No,
that's
you can't.
Unhealthy.
It's very unhealthy. And then codependency can come from the opposite, not even you being the one codependent, but allowing someone to be codependent upon you is extremely unhealthy as well.
It is.
It is. Wow. So if it was one thing, not even one, if it was some things that you would share in your journey, in your process of healing and going through understanding yourself and what it is that you want, how did you start that journey? What would you say to someone who needs to hear that?
Ooh. I would say take a breath, breathe in, meditate.
Come on.
Figure out what you want. What goals do you have for yourself? What does your life look like that you want to see? Whether you have a partner or not. And so once I started looking at that, I was like, okay, I looked at my partner. I said, okay, this ain't it. Okay, this ain't it. And I feel like it's mutual to me because I'm like, I'm telling you what I need and you're still not giving it to me. So now here we are 16 years over and in, and we're still treading on water. So I want you to be happy and I want to be happy. And so I hope that God blesses him with the partner that he deserves and needs.
Amen.
And me as well. I don't want to be no bitter woman talking about, girl, I ain't getting married no more.
Yes, of course not.
I'm not going to do that. Hello.
Yeah.
That is not going to be me.
Yeah.
So I am going to one day have a partner and a good love that is going to love me the way I need to be loved, and also reciprocate that to whomever that may be.
Amen. Amen. Because see, well, you hit on something that, we settle, and what does love look like?
Ooh.
Right? So the definition of love may be different for your partner. But if you go into the relationship having the conversations,
Yes.
what does love look like to you? Like, talk to me. What does it look like? We got to have these conversations. It's not like you got to fill out an application and all of that, but you do.
But in a way, it's very important because, like you said, we all have trauma. Are you dealing with a man that was abused? Did his mother abandon him?
Yes.
Like, this starts at your mom.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Starts with your parents, honestly.
Yes.
And trickles down into you growing up into an adult. So you have to also pay attention to that. And I tell my daughter now, I'm like, girl, look at your boyfriend's parents, what they did. How's he treated? How's the dad treat the mom? And that's important.
That is very important.
Because
Michelle.
if you get with him, those are going to be your people that you're going to be dealing with.
That's right.
How the family treats you.
Yes.
Is the brother and the sisters loving to you? Do they look at you like you're their peer and their sister-in-law or brother-in-law?
Yes.
That stuff is important to me, and I look at all of that, even speaking in my situation now. And it's just like, with me not having parents, both my parents are gone. And we have a big family, but due to dark circumstances that happened before I even hit the earth, I don't know a lot of my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my dad, he moved out here, stationed here.
Okay.
And so it's my brother and I out here. And that's it. My daughter, a few cousins, and my sisters that I done made my sisters.
Yes.
So, it's just kind of me against the world. And with God, of course.
Yes.
So,
And you know what? The part about with family, because when you get into a relationship and or a marriage, you're marrying that family as well. So when there are game nights, and I remember when we were having game nights, and I would say, hey, invite your husband, and let's, and because he's not that type of a person or didn't want to participate in that, it kind of left you without having that exposure and experience and that fun where it's couple night.
Right.
And so it's important to understand, that whole family dynamic thing.
It's important.
Am I gonna be accepted? Are you going to want to participate in something like this? Because this is what I like to do.
Right.
And then when you're polar opposites, or I imagine that it works to a degree.
It does.
But then you're settling. You're not getting all of what you desire.
Right.
So you're just kind of settling. Which is not, it's not good for our mental health.
It's not.
It's not good for our physical health. You know what I'm saying?
I've been putting on a couple of pounds here too lately. Girl, I lost so much weight last year. I was like, okay, shit, I feel good.
Look good, felt good.
So now I'm putting it back on, but I'm going to get back in the gym and get back on my journey, because when you feel good on the inside, it comes out on the outside.
That's right. That part. Pin that. When you feel good on the inside, it comes out on the outside. That's good, Michelle. That's good, Michelle, and that will encourage someone to, keep up the process.
Yeah.
Be consistent in taking care of yourself for yourself.
You ever seen somebody ask you why you dressed up?
Yeah.
That'd be killing me. I'll be like, because I feel good today, and this is what I'm doing.
Yes.
Love yourself, queen. Fix your crown.
Yes.
That's mostly women that are insecure with themselves.
Yes. Wow.
So now when I see women, I used to get mad. I say it real quick, fix your crown, queen.
Yeah.
Fix your crown. I get mad because my crown right.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I've been through too much to hold my head down.
Come on, that part.
So, I walk with confidence and like I got a mission. And I'm on a mission.
Yes, yes. And that mission is what?
Honestly, to motivate other women, to inspire, to encourage, to uplift, be a businesswoman.
Yes.
Love, laugh, just live while I'm alive.
Yes. Because you can't do it when you're
dead. You sure can. Girl, let it out.
And unless somebody can tell me what that looks like, I don't believe it's possible.
I don't think so either.
I mean, I get it. We go on to glory, and there's these streets paved in gold, and we have that belief and that image in our heads, but nobody has been able to come back and tell us, hey, you know what, this is what this is, this is what this looks like, so you know what, this is better life up here. We believe that from a spiritual perspective to be true. So live your life here, because it also says, the word also tells us, as it is in heaven, it be on earth. So if that is the perspective of how heaven is, this glorified, we're having a good time, we're living our best life, we're the best versions of ourselves, be that here. Be that here.
Be that here.
Goes far.
It does.
It goes really far. And so how are you dealing with, your mental health with going through the divorce?
So, like I say, I meditate sometimes. A lot of prayer and staying busy. I just keep trying to move. If I get down, to me, I sit, the sadness can come about.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I try to stay focused, try to be like, okay, what we got to do next? What I got to do next? What's my next move? You know? So I just keep setting goals for myself just to push forward. I encourage people. That's the best thing, and the best advice I can give is set goals for yourself. Fear is always going to come in. Our economy is terrible. This really is a two income household type of economy. So I am nervous. I will be handling a household by myself. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit, scary, but I just know God got me.
God got me. And He does.
He does. Always has, always will.
Yes. And you're doing the things now to prepare yourself for once that time does come, once your divorce is final. You got your residual incomes coming in, because you also have another job.
Yes, correct? I have a 9 to 5.
Yeah, she got
been there for over 15 years.
Yeah, see?
You can tell I'm a loyal person, okay? 15, 16, okay? See what it is there? See there?
See that marketing? That's marketing. That's self-marketing right there. I'm reliable. I'm dependable.
Yes.
I keep my job. I cook. Yes.
All that. Benefits.
Put it out.
Oh my goodness.
Advertisement. But you know what? But that's who's gonna how is anyone gonna see you if you're not presenting yourself like that? If you're not putting yourself out there, then nobody's gonna see you.
Exactly.
And so I know you have your thing on Thursdays, and I'm praying that while being on here that even more people are gonna see you.
Yeah, I hope they come. Yak and Yetis.
Yeah.
Club treats. Come on and see
all right. Well, that's good. That's good. So you got exercise. You got prayer first, and that seems to be as we're talking about healing throughout this podcast. Prayer. Everyone says that's coming out their mouth. The first thing is the spiritual piece.
And my sisters that pray for me. Keisha, Shonda, Toy, my god sister Cheryl, Dee Dee. Hello, sisters.
And I love that. You know what?
Niall, my daughter, she's like my bestie. So I got people around me to help. Keep me going.
Yes. And if I did not, in my situation when I was going through my divorce, if I did not have the people around me that I had, I wouldn't be sitting here.
And my sister Natalie.
Yeah,
I forgot her. Don't forget her. Sister, I said your name.
I'd probably be, only because I would have allowed myself to be, but I'd probably be, maybe incarcerated,
Right.
maybe in the hospital somewhere. Just because I would have allowed the hurt, the anger and all of that to manifest in a way, where you're popping off on people, you're fighting, and you're doing, you're having behaviors that can land you incarcerated or in the hospital or something like that, and without the support that I had, and I'm so grateful.
Me too.
That's where I would have been. I mean, and that's real talk.
It is.
You hear people's stories about how they ended up on that other side, and you'll hear they just didn't have the support.
They didn't. One wrong decision.
Yeah, it will cost you. And when you're dealing with hurt,
hurt people.
Yeah, look, and I was quick to want to fight. Like it didn't take a lot. It didn't take anything.
Right.
To be honest,
It's like it took nothing.
What? You look at you looked at me wrong, right?
Right.
That's crazy. That that's not crazy, but that's foolishness. But it was a choice that I made, but I had not got any healing.
Yeah.
I just was operating inside of and all that turmoil. And I was mad.
Yeah.
I was mad from, childhood on up and going through the divorce and all that. Yeah, he had, in my head, he had a tombstone, right?
Right.
I already had his name on it. But I thank God for healing and my community.
And Coco. My sister Coco too, girl. I got social anxiety, so you understand.
No, hey, I completely
I got to
understand.
make sure I give my shouts out to my sisters that uplift and support me.
As
Shanny
you
does
should.
too, your sister Shanny.
As
That's my
you
boo.
should.
That's how we met, from your sister.
Yes. That is how we met. And you know what? As you're sitting here and you become more relaxed and more people come on,
I'm gonna shout
it
y'all
out.
I'm shouting out. I'm shouting.
Yeah, because we wanna thank y'all.
We do. I'm grateful for
Thank
my
y'all
community.
for having her back.
Thank you. And my sisters do. They be ready, girl. You talking about how you be ready. I'm like, sisters, come on now. Girl. Let's pray.
Yes. So I used to be ready. Now don't get it twisted. If I have to get ready, I'm ready. Or
Right.
I'll stay ready.
Yeah. And you ain't gonna get ready when you stay
ready. But I've healed and I've chosen to just respond differently. It does take a push, several pushes before, I'll go back that route.
Yeah.
But I'd rather just not, what I'm saying? We grown. And that's not a good look.
It ain't. And you know what I also think about? Sometimes the things that you do, your children can pay for. So I move like this.
You better talk about it.
I wouldn't want somebody to do this to my daughters. Have grace. Like, there was a girl that was at the club last Thursday, and you could tell she had a chemical imbalance. And she had put her hands on my security guard. Shout out to Merce. And I told that baby, I said, baby, you got a chemical imbalance. And people were ready to get at her, and I said, you know what, give her grace.
Yeah.
I tried to say, get up in this car. Come on now, let's get up in this car. Because I would want somebody to do that for me with my daughter.
Yeah, oh, that's good.
So I think twice. Would I want somebody to do this to my kids? No, I don't. So I try to move in that same fashion.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's that whole, when people say, treat me the way that I want, that I would be treated, that I want to be treated.
Right.
And so when you think about that, and I'm thinking back, I'm like, ooh, you know what? I really would not have wanted what I just did to you done to my daughter, my mother, my sister, anybody that I love. And so think about your reactions and your responses. But first and foremost, let's get some healing, because once you get that, then you're going to be less likely to respond that way.
Absolutely. And then each one can teach one.
Yeah, come on. Child, don't mind me, my fans.
It's okay. Sure.
when you get up there, when your numbers start climbing up and age,
mine is climbing too now. Mine is up there talking about, hey, girl. But I tell people, I'm not getting old. I'm getting better.
Hey, there you go. I'll take that too. I'm getting better and hotter.
It's hot. Smoke it.
You're crazy. So good. So now, the balance between, and I know that these are kind of some similar questions, but there is a difference. Your job, your 9 to 5, you got Shelly Trees, you got your thing on Thursday, you're going through this divorce. Do you have to move? Like, how are you, what does that look like on a daily basis for Michelle?
Oh boy. So my days are quite early, 4 something in the morning.
Okay.
Get up, start my day, do my 9 to 5. And again, I'm setting goals. What do I got to do for my business when I get off? You know, what business partner or business plans do I need to set up? I'm always trying to bring things in. This Thursday, we will have a Stripper King gift. 8 to 10, ladies, 8 to 10. Bring your singles. Doors open again at 8. Free drinks, $5 drinks, you call it. So, things like that. So I'm networking, bringing in other people as well, trying to get their business moving along. So I also cross-promote Sonia Police, Female Takeover. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Who was it?
Sonia Police. She also is for the older crowd.
Okay.
So she does, she did her little red shoe birthday party at Maddie's last night. It was a whole vibe.
Okay.
And we're just building a sisterhood, her and I. And I love it. And just communicating with and networking with a lot of people. That's what my day normally looks like. I get in the bed late at night, up early in the morning.
Yeah.
But I just keep trying to move.
Now, are you and your husband still in the same home right now?
Right now we are. But,
okay.
Yeah. But I'm in the lower level of the house and he's in the upper.
Okay, so you guys have definitely separated space and all of that. And blessed to have the space to be able to, because I think sometimes when people don't have that opportunity and they're still in the same space like
that's
this.
When domestic violence happens.
Come on. I was just getting ready to say, that's when things turn.
Yeah, but see, the thing about me is I love my soon-to-be ex-husband. I love him. And I told him, too, I said, if I was rich, I said, I would give you this house and go get me another house. You know what I mean? So if I ever do become rich, I would want to make sure he's okay.
Ooh, come on.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate him.
Oh, my
God. The intimacy level in part of the relationship is gone to me.
Okay.
But if we can, I don't know if you've heard Patti LaBelle's story. Have you heard
I
of
have.
Everybody, if you haven't, please, Patti LaBelle was married for 32 years and got a divorce, okay? They live down the street from each other, to my understanding, is what she says. When he's sick, she goes and takes care of him. When she had some sort of procedure, he went and picked her up, took her to her procedure. They're still the best of friends. Yeah. It doesn't have to be ugly just because things didn't work out. There was a friendship there prior to that. You know what I mean? So I'm praying that that's what happens with us, that after this is all said and done, that we can still have some sort of friendship. I still want to be able to speak about his business, Optimum Grow.
Yes.
Yes,
Optimum Grow.
So, and, just prayerfully he pushes forward with what he does in his business, and we can uplift each other. That's what I'm praying for in the future for us.
Yeah. Now, do you guys have children?
My daughter, but he didn't have, but he helped to raise her.
Okay.
So she calls her his pops.
Dad.
Yes.
Okay.
That's pops. Dad. And I would never come between that relationship.
Yeah.
Because I appreciate what he was in her life. And still is.
Yeah.
You know, so I told you, because it's hard for her too.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that part. We have to understand the impact that it has on our children.
It does. And I told her, that's your pops. And she's respectful.
Oh, that's
She
good.
loves her pops.
Good.
She almost calls him before she calls her dad.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about who he is. So.
Yeah, when I was, again, going through my divorce, we didn't do some things right.
Right.
There were, so we ain't together no more, so the kids don't need to call you. The kids don't need to, and it had a separation that tore my heart.
My oldest daughter's dad did that to me. When I wasn't with him anymore, he tried so hard to take my daughter and separate my daughter, and to this day, there is a separation between us.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I hate when people do. People don't realize when you are going through something, leave the children out of it. They don't know to be mad. That's my dad.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I just know that's my dad.
Yeah.
But when you start trying to push that one child needs to hate this parent, I'm going to tell you what happens. They go to school and beat that teacher up because now they don't have respect for adults. You teach them that you can disrespect adults.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to school. I'm going to cuss Miss Johnson out. I'm going to bring a gun. I'm going to shoot it up. You know what I mean? Those are the things that are being taught when people that have children teach the child, be mad at your dad. Don't put the children in that.
Yeah.
It's hard on them.
It's hard on them, and they're grown now, and they'll tell you, that was the hardest thing for them because, if they're staying with their dad, their loyalty has to lie somewhere.
Exactly.
So then it's like
they feel like they have to choose.
Yes, and
that's my oldest.
That's wrong, and it messed up the relationship. Now the love is still there. We love each other, and I still, I'm like, those are my girls.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but it's different.
It is.
It's different, and it hurt both of us. It hurt me and all of them, and it shreds your heart.
It does. Now, my youngest daughter's dad, Quincy Mitchell, shout out. My kids are 5 years apart, and we're good. He didn't try to have my daughter hate me or turn my daughter against me. Now, we're young, so he didn't make all the right things by material things and helping out and stuff like that. But right now, bomb. We have a good relationship. He's cool. But my oldest daughter's dad.
Yeah. No, that
ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
That is not gonna do it.
Well, we'll be praying for him because some of this is maturity. You have to just be mature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes a long way because when you can handle things from a mature space and a perspective, you won't make those particular types of mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all fall short, in some space or another. But that particular space, you can recognize and look at, like, she needs him just as she needs you.
Exactly.
They needed me just as much as they needed him. It wasn't about sides.
It wasn't.
It wasn't about sides here. And so, if you're doing that, stop.
Please.
You know what I'm saying?
It's unhealthy for the kids. It's hard on them. And subconsciously, when they get older, they really do feel like they have to pick. They got to pick. Well, my mom was always with me, and and it's so many unhidden things that they did not get to see that they don't know about.
Yeah.
My dad wasn't there. Maybe she wasn't letting him be there, sweetie.
Yes.
Maybe she was blocking him. You know what I mean? And wouldn't let him come see you. And now you're mad and feel like he wasn't there.
Yes.
So it's a lot of women that play those games too, and I do not like that.
Yeah. Oh,
they
of course.
use their children as pawns, and
yes.
you can't see your kid. And there are some men that do it. It's unhealthy. We do. Please stop that.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. I would highly recommend you don't do that. Now, obviously, if there is physical abuse or something that's different. That's different.
That's different.
But if it isn't, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's prevent some traumas in our children.
Right.
More things for them to have to heal from, because the world's gonna give it to them.
It is.
Don't let it come from us.
Right.
Don't let some of that trauma and abuse come from us as parents, because we were given those children. You know what I'm saying? God trusted us with them, and so let's not be the ones that they got a world to deal with already.
That's just like my cousin. Shout out to my cousin Gloria. I love her. She has a very interesting story. Her youngest, well, not her youngest, but one of her kids' fathers was murdered, and her and he had kids with another woman, and they came together and they raised their kids together, and that's huge.
Oh, wow.
Us ladies, big. We need to quit fighting with each other, especially when there's children involved, and they're basically siblings.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
We have to come to, where's the village at?
Yes.
We need the village back.
Yes.
So shout out to my cousin Gloria on that note, and having a village and showing women that we ain't got to be enemies just because we have kids by the same man, that we're no longer with.
Yeah,
let's get together. Let's do our birthday parties together. Let's let the children know this is your brother and your sister.
Yes. And gratefully, that is how the relationship with me and my stepdaughter's mother is. We, when they were younger, we worked together.
Right.
I always took the perspective and the respect of, these are your kids, so how do you want me to comb their hair? What products do you put in their hair?
Thank you. That part.
How do you want them dressed? And you know what? I took one. They're your kids, and they're my girls now.
Exactly.
So I wanted them to have the normalcy of, the separation between her and their father was already hard for them. Right. And so bringing them into our home with him and I together, it didn't have to be, two different separate homes. And I took on her stuff. What do you do for these girls? Not because that's all and that it meant. Not with him, and not with me,
right?
Not my household, but for these girls,
so that they're comfortable.
So that there's some sense of normalcy.
Exactly.
What do you do so that I can mimic that to that degree?
Right.
And that's important.
It's
you know
very
what I'm
important.
saying? I think in that sense we did show them, how that looks and how that works.
That is very. Those are good fundamentals.
Yeah. Dropped the ball, like I said, on a few other things, and then trying to get them to overcome that and not repeat those same things in their relationships has been a challenge. Because it's like, I've stopped apologizing because I can apologize for so much, and that's it. But I'm sorry I taught you that way. I'm sorry I showed you that way. That was not the correct way.
Right.
But they seen it. So trying to unlearn it. Yeah. it's been tough for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
but just stay vocal.
Good.
Stay vocal in their lives and keep encouraging them and showing them the right path.
Yeah.
Because I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of all this, everybody.
Yes.
I'm awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. It has been it's been a journey.
It has been.
It has been a journey, and I just don't know. I think about am I going to have enough time to even ever share it all? You know, and I will. I know that I will. That the opportunity will present itself.
Are you going to do a book?
I did already.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know where the book at.
So yeah, I know, and I'm gonna get my hand slapped every single time. So this podcast is derived from my book. My book is called The Inside Job, Healed Inside Out, Piece by Piece.
I love it.
And so that's what this is kind of from.
Okay.
So, but yes, I did, and I do not have any printed copies of my book. I'm working on getting it in Kindle and through Amazon and some other streaming services. I just haven't gotten there yet.
That's something I'm working on. Dr. Oliver, shout out. Dr. Oliver in Atlanta.
Okay.
That's my guy. He's written several books.
Okay.
And he teaches a class called Milk on how to write a book.
Ooh,
so he keeps telling me, I'm waiting for you. You got to get your book going. You got something to say.
Yeah.
So that's next on something that I want to do too.
Good. Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. Writing my book was, it was actually kind of easy for me because it started out with me just penning. You know what I'm saying? I was journaling my journey. I was journaling my emotions, how I was feeling. And so my book is literally my life. Yeah. It's what I've gone through. It's how I've recovered inside of those things. A part of the reason why it was delayed before even coming out when it first did in 2019, somewhere around there. Yeah. Was because I was afraid that I didn't want people to know that much about me.
Right. Isn't that scary?
It is very scary being vulnerable. Because
people use it against you, your vulnerabilities.
That part. I remember when I released it and I thought I was getting ready to have a release party, and I got to thinking about what if people at my job gets a hold of this book.
Right.
And then that be used against me, because let's keep it real, people do.
They do.
They will use it against you. And
real quick, too.
You will not get jobs and stuff like that, even though, it's my past, but people judge you, and they hold that against you.
Yes.
And so I did not want, I didn't want that for me.
Right.
So I didn't move on it. And I thought maybe God just had me write this book as a release for myself, and it wasn't necessarily for anybody else.
Right.
However, I know that that's incorrect, because it is going to help other people who have been through similar things that I have been through, how to deal with those things. And maybe, my story is not the same as somebody else's, and how they deal with it may be different.
Absolutely.
But it does help. And it does give hope and encouragement.
Right.
To know that somebody, with some same traumas was able to overcome it, and then they can start looking at themselves like, I can do this too.
True that.
So there's a purpose for
Shout
it.
out to my brother Eric Hughes Pitt. The reason why is because he sends me prayers all the time, and I tell him, he was like, you know what, Lux, because they call me Lux, I used to do my music. Okay. He said, I want to do a book about prayers. I said, go ahead and do it.
That's good.
He should be a pastor somewhere, because all he do is preach. He'll call me and be like, God put it on my heart to call you and say this to you today, sis. So shout out to Pick. Shout out to my brother, Eric.
Yes. That's good.
Yeah. So listen to what she's talking about her book and get on it.
Yeah. You know, Chantel is doing a book of prayers.
Oh, Shanny?
Yeah.
Okay. I call Chantel Shanny. That's my Shanny.
She said it. I didn't. But since she did, I didn't, Shanny. She did. Yeah. So you know what? So as our time is coming to an end here, and we're getting ready to close up. Anything that you would want to share before we close up, be it your journey, some advice you give because of the type of journey that you're going through, your business, anything. You got the mic. You got a few minutes.
Again, every Thursday, Yak and Yetis pull up. I just want everyone to stay encouraged and just know that when you're going through something, this too shall pass. Continue to push forward. Keep a smile on your face. Ladies, do not let anybody tilt your crown. Just continue to push and live. Live life while you're alive.
Yes.
Don't wait till you're dead.
Ooh, pin that. That's good. Yeah, so I have this thing, my little pin that's when there are really some rich nuggets. I don't catch them all, but we put them out there too because sometimes just a little sentence, 2 or 3 words, people can remember 2 or 3 words versus a whole entire podcast, a whole episode, so I try to throw out those pin that, so that's why I keep saying it.
Okay, pin that. Yeah. And I also want to thank all my sisters. Again, those that I didn't mention your name, just understand this baby kind of went blank. But I love all my sisters, and I'm grateful to you all for having my back. I'm going to go to my swim party later on. Today is today. My sister Dee Dee is throwing it at Beth's house, so I'll be loving all my sisters there.
Good.
And I'm looking forward just to my next chapter in life. Good. Just always stay encouraged and look forward to your next chapters in life.
Ooh, pin that.
You gonna have me in the club talking about pin that.
Right.
Pin that.
Yes, and I got some swag coming. So I got some shirts and some hoodies and all kind of things coming. And it is copyright, so we not
right.
That's my thing, and so we're just gonna put it out there. It's just something, So
well,
it's
I'm proud of you, Tay.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Congratulations
on this wonderful podcast.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you, and I do welcome you back. So I hope that now you got a little release. You'll be a lot more comfortable. You can just come in here and we can just get going.
Right.
There's no limit. There's just one and done, one time.
Okay.
I welcome you back, because the journey continues.
It does.
I would love to hear, and I would love for, the listeners to hear where you are next, once that next step comes.
Okay.
What that looks like. When is your divorce final?
That part I don't know. It was supposed to be sometime in September, but I don't know exactly all the way yet.
Okay.
But,
all right. Yeah. Well, we'll have you back, soon thereafter.
Okay.
Check on you, see how you're doing. Probably have some ladies here to encourage you, to be there just globally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So globally. And actually, then we're going to end here. This month, the podcast is going to go live stream through Roku.
Oh, good.
The Amazon Fire Stick and all that. So that it is going to go global. So
good
stories going to be out there, and so it is, and it's for the testimonies and the journeys to just go further. Right. The more people that hear it, the more people that it could touch, the more people that can jump on and be like, I want to heal now. I want this too. I want to be able to be successful in my journey. My businesses, even though I'm hurting, and even though I'm going through this pain, I want to be that too.
Right.
So I just believe that by it going out and further, the more people that it's gonna to reach, and the more people it's gonna heal.
That's right.
So thank you for being part of that.
Thank you.
Yes,
I'm glad to be up on here.
Yeah. All right. So thank you guys, and we will talk to you soon.